Hello, good evening. I've decided I guess I'm going to start on the book of Hebrews. And I'm going to start with the introduction for now, okay? So that you get an idea what it's about and everything. The book of Hebrews was written to cheer up some Jewish Christians. They had been treated badly. Sometimes they were made fun of in front of others. Some even had their property taken away. Many of these Jewish Christians were scared. They thought about giving up their faith in Jesus. It was hard to be a Christian. This book tells that believing in Jesus is good. Jesus is from God, and He is God. He is better than the angels. Jesus is better than Moses and Joshua. He is better than any priest. Jesus paid for our sins. Jesus is the only sacrifice for sin. The book of Hebrews tells of many people who had faith in God. They are our example. We must believe and trust God too. We must have faith even when it is not easy. We must have faith when people treat us badly. So that gives you an idea. The first chapter is titled God Speaks His Final Word Through His Son. And I think I'll start on that right now. Okay, here we go. In the past, God spoke to our people through the prophets. He spoke at many times. He spoke in different ways. But in these last days, He has spoken to us through His Son. He is the one whom God appointed to receive all things. God also made everything through Him. The Son is the shining brightness of God's glory. He is the exact likeness of God's being. He uses His powerful word to hold all things together. He provided the way for people to be made pure from sin. Then He sat down at the right hand of the King, the Majesty in heaven. So He became higher than the angels. The name He received is more excellent than theirs. The Son is greater than the angels. God never said to any of the angels, "You are my son. Today I have become your father." Or, "I will be his father and he will be my son." God's first and only Son is over all things. When God brings Him into the world, He says, "Let all God's angels worship Him." Sorry, I got lost. He is something else. God says, here is something else that God says about the angels. God makes His angels to be like spirits. He makes those who serve Him to be like flashes of lightning. But here is what He says about the Son. You are God. Your throne will last forever and ever. Your kingdom will be ruled by justice. You have loved what is right and hated what is evil. So your God has placed you above your companions. He has filled you with joy by pouring the sacred oil on your head. He also says, "Lord, in the beginning you made the earth secure. You placed it on its foundations. The heavens are the work of your hands. They will pass away, but you remain. They will all wear out like a piece of clothing. You will roll them up like a robe. They will be changed as a person changes clothes, but you remain the same. Your years will never end. God never said to an angel, 'Sit at my right hand until I put your enemies under your control.' All angels are spirits who serve. God sends them to serve those who will receive salvation." And that's the end of Hebrews chapter 1. Tomorrow I'll be back with chapter 2, a warning to pay attention. And I got to tell you something right now. The first time I read the book of Hebrews, I got to a certain chapter, I'm not going to name it yet, where I remember I couldn't sleep for days. I was so upset that I had crossed the line and that I would never be taken back by him. There's no way he'll ever, you know, forgive me. I just went through all sorts of emotions. I mean, I was blubbering, crying, like, for a while. But anyway, I got past all that because I felt that if I really did cross the line, or if I did go beyond the point of no return, I wouldn't be feeling like this, wanting him and seeking him so badly. So it took a bit of time. God knows what I'm like, and he knows that I'm a little slow to stir. So anyways, I thank you for listening, and I also just want to say have a good evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye for now. Love you all.